All right, so I have been having some technical difficulties, and so I ended up making a YouTube video because I don't want you to have to wait. Um, pardon me. I don't want you to have to wait for information because you might miss out on a class or two. So as we were saying, the the fashion design, if you're looking into the apparel design, then you've got 38 units specific to fashion design that you'd have to take. And then you have about, let's say 29. Yeah, GE. We'll look at the GE stuff, okay? So, let's see. First semester. Um, it seems as if you wanted me to show you how to make it to orientation. So there's a few different ways. I guess let me see if I can. Apparently I can't flip this around. So let's see how am I going to do this. Well, you said you had access to the college catalog. So around page 22-ish. Let's see what page is it on in this version. Oh, you can just go to westvalley.edu, and then that'll be the easiest way is to go to westvalley.edu, and then highlight classes in the top blue band, and then go down to course catalog, and then you'll see the 2020 to 2021 catalog. Anyway, on page 27, because with what you're interested in, it's likely you're going to be following the CSU general breadth or general education sheet. It looks like this is probably, I think that's reversed probably, and so you can't read it, but it's on page 27. What it shows is that you'll need an oral communication, something like public speaking, and English. Actually, two English courses over your 2 years at West Valley. A transferable math, a physical science, a biological science, and one of those science classes has to have a lab. Then you've got arts and humanities, where you need you need 3 art and humanity classes combined. And then area D is social and behavioral science, where you also need 3 classes. And then there's a lifelong learning section where you might take nutrition, psychology, sociology, childhood studies in there. Now that's a shortened version of general education, something that would come up in orientation. One thing that you said you're really needing is to know what happens first semester. First thing I would do is go to westvalley.edu, go into the search field, and go guided self-placement. Search it up. And let's see, what do we want here? English and math, guided self-placement. On this page where you find guided self-placement, on the left column, there is a section that says orientation options. Your options are really to either take one online, that's counting for getting priority registration right now. Speaking of priority registration, you've got to get priority registration, which means you can add classes before everyone else in future semesters. You have to make an education plan with a counselor. um, have an orientation completed, which you can do online, or you can, there's a shortened version, or you can take a full length orientation in the route where it's asynchronous, meaning it's deadline driven and you don't get any real live presentation. You don't get something like this. Actually, this isn't even synchronous. This is asynchronous because I'm recording it and then you're watching it later. So most of the orientations right now are where things are pre-recorded and then deadlines are placed on you to complete assignments and stuff. But complete your guided self-placement because it's going to tell you which English you ought to take. It's going to tell you which math you can start in. And so what I'm going to do, what I think is going to be the biggest help, is I'm going to look for those fashion design classes. Oh my, fashion design, a lot of those classes are, we would do in Silker, because there's like a fashion classroom where you have all these machines that just no other program uses, right? So let me go back to fashion design. Fashion design 30, 44, 51, and 52A. I'm going to go see which one of those are open. Whichever ones are open, I'm going to suggest you take. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. I'm going into my student portal. Clicking on the student button. Add or drop classes. Class search. And then I'm going to look by fashion design 30, intro to fashion design. That class is closed. There are 2 people on the waiting list. So the introductory course, you would have to be on the wait list. And I mean, for that class, who knows how that works, but I would go on this wait list because the class is so big. There's room for error for someone to, maybe somebody figures out at the last minute, I think I'm going to work this semester instead of go to school, or they're going to take a different class this semester. So I think a wait list would work for you on this. And this class is from 10:55 to 12:20 on Tuesday and Thursday in this kind of format. Actually more live, where you would show up to a Zoom link and then you're actually the professor's actually talking to you. All right, so that's one of the class. That's full. Fashion design 44. That's fashion drawing. Okay, that is full with 3 people on the wait list. 51. 7 seats remaining. Monday, Wednesday. It goes basically from 6 p.m. to 8:25 p.m. But there's like a 10-minute break in there. I think you kind of shift gears and go from like a lecture to more of a hands-on type interaction. Basic apparel construction. That is open. And that's how many units? 3 units. Fashion design 51. I'm going to write that down. That's a class. FDAT 51. That's one for you. And 52A. 52A. Fabric analysis. 52A is open. 52A. That's 6 units right there. I would suggest you go into whatever English comes from your guided self-placement. It's likely going to be English 1A. Let me see if I can take anything from second semester and move it here. 56, 70, or 87. Let me look at 56. See if it has, actually, let me see if it has a prerequisite. 56. Pattern making. The course covers the methods of creating flat patterns for workroom sample garments using fashion industry professional pattern making techniques. FDAT 56. That's open. Okay. What about 70 and 87? 87, technical drawings and specifications. 70 is elements and principles of design. How would you do this? I would take, okay, fashion design 51, 52A, 70, and English 1A. I think that's full time right there. If you do need more guidance with your fall, definitely that's gonna mean another appointment. And pardon me for the I know we went through some technical difficulties, and then I wasn't there for the beginning when technology was working for you. So let's see. Orientation, you've got to basically look in summer for your orientation. I would do it like this. I would go when you're adding classes in your student portal. Let's see, is there anything before that? Well, go to the WVC portal and try to log in that way. If you haven't logged in before, just go start here. It tells you how to make your password and all that. So when you get in there, you go to your student button in registration, add or drop a summer class, summer 2020, and look for counseling 000A. And it's counseling A, but they put placeholders before it. That would be your orientation. Everything else class-wise, fashion design 51, 52A, 70, and English 1A. Do this all after you did your guided self-placement. Now I know this is going to take forever to actually load, so yeah, I mean, you're going to get the video when you're going to get the video, and I don't know how long you actually stick through this, but yeah. You know what? You have my number, so text me if any of this didn't make sense, because I'm gonna text you the link to this, okay? Other things. Let me see what your note. Nope. Okay. So, yeah, I would say just text me or email me. It's kenneth.duckworth at westvalley.edu.